Do it again.
Now go.
Aloha everybody, thanks for tuning into PhotoLukeHawaii for your weekly Hawaii update. It is Thursday, November 19, 2020. Here is our total Hawaii COVID numbers since March 2020. They have found a working vaccine for the coronavirus. It probably won't be available until early 2021. More information to come on that as we get information about it. By now, you folks should all know about the new Safe Travels program, that all adults traveling to Hawaii must create an account and fill out the travel and health forms online before coming to Hawaii. Underage children must be included with their parents' forms. You can access it through this link that's right here, and it will also be down below in the description. There is a Japan to Hawaii pre-travel test program. If you get a negative result from an approved Hawaii pre-travel test location, you will not have to do the 14-day mandatory quarantine when you arrive here in Hawaii. For more information and for approved testing locations in Japanese or Nihongo, go to this website. All U.S. travelers who are 5 years and older have the option to take a pre-travel test for COVID-19 72 hours before coming to Hawaii. A negative result will allow you to skip the 14-day mandatory quarantine. Please check out this website for more information. And here is the link for trusted testing partners to this pre-travel test program to Hawaii. Please make sure to get tested at one of these trusted site locations, as testing from other locations will not be accepted by this program. And like mentioned earlier, you are required to sign in to the Hawaii Safe Travels website. The link is here, and you will have to upload your negative result to this website once you get your negative result. Of course, if you get a positive result, you will not be able to go on your trip. Regarding the pre-travel test program, there's been a new update. Starting next week, Tuesday, November 24, 2020, after you do your pre-travel test 72 hours before your flight from a trusted partner, which means a trusted laboratory that is acceptable to this program, if you do not get your test result by the time you have your flight, when you come to Hawaii, you will have to do the 14-day mandatory quarantine. Initially, you could come to Hawaii and do the quarantine until you get your test result, but it doesn't matter. If you get your test result back as soon as you come to Hawaii, you still will have to do the 14-day mandatory quarantine. They are requiring you to have gotten your test result before you get on that airplane and leave for Hawaii. So if you do get into this situation, my advice to you is make sure that whatever airlines you're booking with will allow you to cancel or to reschedule your flight without a fee or penalty. Find out from them how long in advance. They need to know when you're going to reschedule or cancel your flight. And ask this question as you are concerned that you may not get your test result back for the pre-travel test program, and ask them, when can I tell you folks that I need to reschedule or cancel my trip? Up to what time? Up to how many hours before the flight? I wouldn't use any airlines that would charge me a penalty personally, or a fee for changing the flight. You know, in this kind of circumstances, you need to be traveling with an airlines that is going to be flexible, because you never know, you might not get your test result back and to have to do the 14-day mandatory quarantine. Yeah, no, crazy. How many days can you reschedule before your pre-travel test is invalid? Can you reschedule your flight a day or two later while you're waiting for your test result? Because you're supposed to take this test 72 hours before your flight leaves. So, you know, if you have to reschedule it for another day, I'm sure it's okay, but what about 2 days later? Anyways, ask these questions when you're booking your flight, because it will be important. And then very quickly, the next news is mid-December from Canada to Hawaii will be available through the pre-travel test program. If you do not get a test result back by the time your flight is, it's going to be the same thing where you do it 72 hours before. If you did not get a test result back by the time your flight, you will not be able to board that plane. So you will have to reschedule your flight until you do get that test result. Just a note, this is for travel from Canada only to Hawaii, as the Canadian border is not open to the US. So this is not for people who want to go vacation in Canada from Hawaii, or even from the mainland US to Canada. It's only from Canada to Hawaii. And that is news I got just now. Please go to this website for more information about what you need to know and what you need to do for your trip to Hawaii. Again, here is the link to the approved testing locations to get your pre-travel test done at. Anyone who does not take the 72-hour pre-travel test when they arrive to Hawaii must do the 14-day mandatory quarantine, and you will still have to have created an account and signed into the Safe Travels website. But you will have to do your 14-day mandatory quarantine in the declared hotel, motel, or for returning residents, your residents, and you are not allowed to leave for 14 days until the quarantine period is over. Violating this may subject you to being arrested and a heavy fine. This is not just for visitors, but this is for residents also. Many people have already violated this and have been arrested and fined for this. I have better things to spend my money on. While doing your 14-day mandatory quarantine, food must be got through delivery services. Here is a link of food delivery services on Oahu. I believe some of these work on the neighbor islands also. The Instacart link down below is for grocery delivery services. It is possible to have the coronavirus and not show symptoms or show a positive result from a test for up to 14 days of being infected. Usually they say you'll show symptoms in 4 to 5 days of having it, but yeah, it might not show for up to 14 days. There's been a case where someone took the pre-travel test 72 hours before coming to Hawaii and was negative. Then they came here, took a post-travel test 3 days into their trip, and again that was negative. And then a few days later showed symptoms of it and tested positive for it. So yeah, just to be aware, it may not show signs or a positive test result for 14 days. Also, a person can be contagious 48 to 72 hours before showing symptoms. So you could already be infecting people before you even feel like you do. And an asymptomatic person is not going to show any signs of it at all, but they can still infect other people. There is a COVID testing lab that opened at the Daniel K. Inouye International Airport on Oahu with the capacity of doing 10,000 tests a day. It is approved as a trusted partner for the pre-travel tests for COVID-19. The cost is currently $125 per person and is open from 9 to 5, and you will get a test result in 3 to 4 hours. The inter-island mandatory 14-day quarantine is on for all travelers going to Maui, Molokai, Kauai, and the Big Island. Except now you have the option to do the pre-travel test program if you're going to Maui, Kauai, Molokai, or the Big Island, if you are tested from a trusted partner of this pre-travel test program. And you must also create an account on the Safe Travels website, just like the travelers coming from the mainland US to Hawaii or Japan to Hawaii. Again, here is a link for the Safe Travels program website. But if you're going to the Big Island, upon arrival, you may be randomly selected to do a second COVID test that you will get test results back in 15 to 20 minutes. And this test is paid for by the Hawaii County, not the traveler. If you get a negative result from this test, you can go about your trip and not have to do the 14-day mandatory quarantine. As far as I know, Lanai is still on lockdown. They have such a small population there, and they had an outbreak of COVID cases there. So they're taking precautions and not allowing non-essential travel to and from Lanai. Here's a link to trusted testing locations. Just scroll down to State of Hawaii Inter-County Trusted Testing Partners. If you are coming to Oahu from the Big Island, Maui, Molokai, or Kauai, you do not have to do the 14-day mandatory quarantine. So I would suggest if you are coming from the mainland US or Japan and you are coming to Hawaii and you wanted to do more than one island, you should go to Maui or Kauai or the Big Island and then come to Oahu before you return back to home. Again, because you do not have to do the 14-day mandatory quarantine when coming to Oahu from one of the other outer islands. And I believe again Lanai is still on lockdown, so there's no non-essential travel from Lanai. Here's a link to the different Hawaii counties. We have Kauai, Maui. Maui includes Maui, Molokai, and Lanai. And then you have Big Island, which is Hawaii County. And then you have Honolulu County, which is Oahu. There is a new mask mandate. It's actually kind of the same, but it's more defined. All Hawaii visitors and residents ages 5 years or older must wear a mask that covers your nose and mouth in public, outdoor, and enclosed areas. Violators could face up to 1 year in prison and up to a $5,000 fine. I got better things to spend my money on. Okay, so let's break it down. If you are outside in a public place, such as going to the farmers market, malls, stores, businesses, offices, on buses, while ordering food, or even drive-thrus, or even your apartment buildings and hotels. If you're in the lobby, you go down the elevators, you should be wearing a mask. Doctors and dentists' offices, hospitals, lab testing locations are even more strict and not allowing masks with respirator exhaust or vents. I don't know what you actually call it, but they look like this. These are not being allowed as far as I know at the doctors and the hospitals. And even some stores or locations may not be allowing this, but really for sure the doctors' offices and labs and stuff. Also not allowed are bandanas, those gator neck sleeve things that cover your neck and you pull it over your mouth, or face shields like these if you do not wear a mask underneath it. You can't just wear this face shield without a mask. This is additional protection. This can't be the only protection when you go to these areas. I see some people wearing this into the store still, and I guess it depends on the store, but this kind of thing only protects you from other people. It does not protect other people from you. And again, you may not know you have the coronavirus, but you can still give it to other people. In the doctor's offices, hospitals, and labs, you need to be wearing a mask that's secure, that's fully covering your nose and your mouth. A lot of the disposable masks have a metal thing in the top here to squeeze it on your nose. Underneath your chin should be completely covered. It should not be flapping open. They're very strict in these areas. If you do not have a mask that meets this requirement, they may have a mask that they can give you that you can use. Businesses are being ordered to refuse service to anybody who does not have masks. So if you go shopping or you try to order food from someplace and you do not have a mask on, they are supposed to refuse service to you. And I don't know if there's a fine if they do get caught servicing you, but as a business owner, if I had that looming over me, I would definitely not service you because I'm not going to jeopardize my business because I want a little bit more business because I want to service the people who don't want to wear a mask. Remember, this is all to get through this. And we have a vaccine now, which is going to help out a lot. It's not going to 100% take care of all of this, but it's going to help. Here is a link. It's a long link. I'll also have it in the description to the new mask rules and exemptions to when you do not need to wear a mask. Here's the main rules that visitors and residents should know. But if you go to this website link, it'll explain more, especially for work environment for people who work here in Hawaii. Okay, so you do not need to wear a mask if you are 4 years old and younger. Also, if you have a medical condition that wearing a mask would put your health and safety at risk, then you do not need to wear a mask. Also, if you are able to keep 6 feet distance from other people at all times while you're out, you do not need to wear a mask. So if you're walking down Kalakaua Avenue during the day, you should be wearing a mask, because there's no way you can walk down that street and stay 6 feet apart from people walking towards you or running by you. But if you're walking around Kapiolani Park, you could probably not wear a mask because you're able to keep 6 feet distance from other people because it's not a crowded area. When I go walking with my friend Peter, we keep 6 feet distance from each other, so we technically do not need to be wearing a mask. I'm always wearing mine anyways, but technically we don't need to be, as long as we're keeping 6 feet distance from each other and 6 feet distance from other people. And we are usually not walking on crowded areas. We're walking on regular neighborhoods where there's not a lot of people. But sometimes when a sidewalk is kind of narrow, or we just happen to be coming across some other people, that mask goes on. Cheryl, Austin, and I are of the same household, so we could walk together outside and not wear a mask as long as we are keeping 6 feet away from other people. Again, that is not possible walking down Kalakaua Avenue during the day on the beach side of the road. We always wear our mask when we are outside anyway, so you know, I feel like that's how everybody should be. Whenever you're outside, you should be wearing that mask. And this is to protect other people from you. Not so much you protecting yourself from other people, although it is that also, but more so, we want to protect other people from us. Just in case we have it, we don't want to give it to anybody else. If you're going to dine in at a restaurant, you need to be wearing that mask into the restaurant. But while you're sitting at your table, when you are eating or drinking, you can take off that mask to eat or drink. But I would suggest as soon as you're done, put that mask back on. Everyone should be keeping 6 feet distance from each other, and that is the social distancing protocol, 6 feet, unless you are of the same household, and you are not allowed to gather in a group of more than 5 people. If you are traveling in a group larger than 5, all you have to do is split up into 2 groups and just walk 6 feet apart. Honestly, 6 feet apart is not that far. I don't walk shoulder to shoulder with my family when I'm traveling, and there's only 3 of us. So if you are dining in a restaurant, you may be required to leave your name, address, and phone number. And this is in case there is an outbreak and they have to do contact tracing. I suggest washing your hands for 20 seconds with soap and water after being out and about and touching things. And if you do not have soap and water, use hand sanitizer or one of those antibacterial wet wipes. I don't know, it's hard to find those nowadays. Also, wash your reusable masks at least once a day, if not after each use. I just use liquid hand soap for that. I also wash my face when I come home from wearing a mask. So I go and I take my mask off, I wash my hands, I wash my face, I wash my mask. That's why it's also good to have more than one mask handy. I would suggest everybody having multiple masks so you can use them throughout the day instead of relying on just one mask. You can find out more information about COVID in Hawaii and travel to Hawaii information. Here is our Hawaii news channels, Hawaii News Now and KHON2 News, both their YouTube channels and their website information. These will also be down below in the description. Planning your next trip to Hawaii and don't know where to start? Check out Guide of US Hawaii. Here is a link, www.hawaii-guide.com. You will find all kinds of information to plan your next trip here to Hawaii and what to do and expect during this time of COVID. It is the one-stop resource for all things Hawaii. Again, go to www.hawaii-guide.com. Guide of US Hawaii. Go check them out and plan your next Hawaiian vacation. Mele in Hawaii is this Saturday, November 21st, 2020, 4 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. Here is the link. Go to hakuhawaii.com for the links to watch this on Facebook or YouTube. This episode is hosted by Isaac, featuring Eine Havane Rios and Natalie Ai Kamau. Also on their website, check out their videos, Haku Collective merchandise with some holiday collections, accessories and gifting ideas, Kimi A Minor CDs, including Haku Collective's Grammy-nominated album, Hawaiian Lullaby. Go to hakuhawaii.com for the Meli in Hawaii links and show them some aloha and maybe buy some merchandise and CDs today. hakuhawaii.com. Daily Pigeon Live with Andy Bumatai is every day on Twitch at 6 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time. Go to www.twitch.tv/Andy Bumatai. Andy Bumatai is a very popular Hawaii comedian, actor, and talk show host. One of my favorite shows that he did was All in Ohana, where he plays every member of the household. You can find that show on YouTube, and maybe you can find the DVD on Amazon. He also has his YouTube channel, which is www.youtube.com/Andy Bumatai Toolin' Around. Anyways, that's how you spell it. The link will also be down below. On YouTube, he has live shows on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3:30 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. He also has replays of his early morning Twitch shows on his YouTube channel for your enjoyment. Daily Pigeon Live with Andy Bumatai. We like to help other YouTubers reach their first 1,000 subscribers, so please check out Linda B Everywhere. Linda B does travel, cooking, helpful tips, food and product reviews, and shows you around Vegas a little bit. Go to www.youtube.com/Linda B Everywhere and show her some aloha and subscribe to her today. Linda B Everywhere. Also check out Dan Kaiser's exercise channel on YouTube. He's awesome. Not only does he have videos of exercises and stretches, but he also shows you how to get rid of some aches and pains. Just search Dan Kaiser on YouTube, and that's how you spell his name. Or you can click on the link below. Dan Kaiser. PhotoLukeHawaii is sponsored by Lono. Go to lonomusic.com and his new YouTube channel, Lono Music. www.youtube.com/Kaupe'epe'e. His link is here and will also be down below in the description. Lono contributes his music to us, which we use in a lot of our videos. Please subscribe to Lono Music on YouTube and check out his lonomusic.com website. Show Lono some aloha and buy a digital album you can immediately download today. Or you can show appreciation to him and give him a donation through his website. He also has free access to song sheets of his music that you can use to play and sing his music to. Lono Music on YouTube and lonomusic.com. Thanks, Lono! We are also sponsored by Shark Dog Designs Hawaii. Please check out his t-shirts on Amazon. He also has a PhotoLukeHawaii t-shirt available for purchase. Check out Shark Dog Designs Hawaii and buy a t-shirt today. The Amazon link is here and will also be down below in the description. Shark Dog Designs Hawaii. We also have our PhotoLukeHawaii merchandise store on Teespring. Here is the link, which we have all our available merchandise, and I believe some of our merchandise shows down below on our YouTube channel. Thank you to everyone who has already bought some of our merchandise. We really appreciate your support. Thank you so much, you guys. Mahalo nui loa. If you want to see what our family does on trips, or if you like Bon Dance, please go to PhotoLukeHawaii Travels and Bon Dance channel. We mainly do our Japan trips and Bon Dance videos on there. But we also have our California Disneyland and Universal Studios trip on there. Here is the link again to our PhotoLukeHawaii Travels and Bon Dance channel, and it will also be down below in the description. Mahalo nui loa. Thanks for watching, everybody. We really appreciate your support. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe and click that bell. And stay tuned for live streams that we're going to do. We will probably be doing 1 or 2 a week. We did one test recently, and we're going to do a lot more coming up. If you click the bell, you should get a notification alert when I'm going to do a live stream a few hours ahead. So make sure you do click that bell so you get that notification. And I will be doing the live streams at different times of the day and on different days, so that everybody who wants to may get a chance to tune in. Also, if you want to help us out a little bit more, you can join the PhotoLukeHawaii team on Patreon. or you can support us and make a contribution using our PayPal link. Mahalo nui loa, which means thanks very much. Malama pono, which means take care. Ahui ho, which means until next time. Mahalo everybody. Aloha. Thank you. Take it away, Dad.